All right. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and was worthy to be counted for double honors. And peace and salutations to you brothers out there pushing the truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for love of the gospel. All right, it's the brother Gabaria from the Indiana camp. Come back at you again with another sit down to basically talk about wisdom and knowledge. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and just read the scripture and just hop straight into it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, and I'm gonna just get straight to the point. Verse 18. It says, "For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increase in knowledge increase in sorrow." All right, so basically, this is just to basically showing the level of knowledge and wisdom and understanding someone has. So basically, the more you grow in wisdom, the more you grow in knowledge, the more sorrow and the more grief that you're gonna bring upon yourself. For perfect example is what's it called? Thanos. If brothers are familiar with the and this is the reason why I decided to make this video, because I just watched that scene from that movie, the movie Infinity War. And he had quoted this. He had quoted this to Iron Man but Thanos had said to Iron Man, he said, "You're not the only one cursed with knowledge." All right, so he called it a curse, and the reason for him calling it a curse is because once you have basically the answers or the knowledge to where no one can really combat you, it's actually more of a I'm not gonna call it more so a burden, but it's actually a grievous, sorrowful thing, because that's why, matter of fact, Elder Apostle Gabar, he always talks about the Yale statue and the levels of the levels of intelligence. All right, now if you're familiar with the Yale statue and the levels of intelligence, you have the monkey and the parrot being at the bottom, you have the toad, the toad being in the middle, and you have the owl and the dragon being at the top. For the owl being, for its wise wisdom and its illuminating eyes, it's able to see in the dark, which represents what? It can basically, it's representing where it can see through people's BS. You can see through the darkness, which represents the lies. It can see straight through that, because it has the option, it has the ability to see through the dark with a special type of oil that illuminates its eyes to be able to see that, man. And that's what we are. We're able to see through this world's BS, this world's philosophy, and see what true colors it is, man. As the scriptures in what it talks about in Sirach, where it says wiping away his never trust thy enemy, as iron rusts and so does his wickedness, and you all wiped away thoroughly, you shall see that his wickedness is not thoroughly wiped away. So even though the so-called white man puts on a facade that he's a good guy, puts on a facade that he might be an upstanding and upright and a just guy, but ultimately what, man? That he's a demon and he's a devil, and he shall get over thee and put you down low. So knowing that, we can see through this man, so the owl having that oil to illuminate his eyes, which the oil represents the scriptures, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that oil illuminates the owl's eyes so it can see through that. And the dragon being the most cruelest, harshest animal, but it's also the most wise, and the scriptures backs up that too. It's what it says, be harmless as dove, wise as serpents, in the book of Matthews. So thus for, the scriptures even calls, the serpent wise, so us being that, being on that owl and serpent level, is going to become with much grief and much sorrow, so everything is not going to be, because, a fool, a person that doesn't know anything, he's the most happiest, joyfulest person to be around, you thinking everything, but that, if you ever watch a movie or TV series, and the guy that's in most grief, that's most sorrow, that's most serious in the movie, he's 10 to 1 that knows the most. If you watch any type of movie or any type of cartoon or any type of show, period, the guy that's the most serious, he's tend to be the most wisest person in the whole entire, or he's tend to be the most sound. He has the most wisdom. He's logical. He doesn't really be about BS. One movie I can think of is the movie Bird Box. If brothers are familiar with the movie Bird Box, the number one asshole in that whole entire movie was the old man. But on the other hand, he was actually had the most sounds. he had the most sound judgment. You know, he had the most you know, a few things he was saying was off. Like he wanted to lead, you know, these like, hey man, fuck them other guys, let's just leave here, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, he had a few things that was off, but he was also, but he had the most sound judgment. Like when that one chick wanted to come into the house, he was like, nah, fuck that. She need to get the hell out of here. You know, we can't trust her. And then eventually what? She was the downfall of all the rest of the people. You know, she let that one nigga in, and then one nigga got like then half the house killed. You know, so basically he was an asshole. People really didn't like him, but he was more sound. He was more understanding. You know, he wasn't real jokative, and you know, everybody really didn't like him. You know, matter of fact, scripture talks about that. What? Let me get that. All right, quick. It's like I spell hate. I think I put this out in my last video. This is Amos chapter 5 and verse 10. It says, they hated him that rebuketh in the gates, and they abhorred him that speaketh uprightly. You know, yeah, I did. I brought this out in my last video, why hate correction. You know, but anyways, yeah, man, they hate him that rebuketh in the gates, man. Even though he was calling people out on their bullshit, people despised him. But why? But what? Was he saying false? Was he saying, what was he saying? Not true? No, eventually it came to pass, man. He was actually speaking truth. You know, he was sound in his judgments. You know, and people doesn't like that. People think, oh, you're an asshole. You're this, you're that, you're hateful. You know, like that. Yeah, but what am I saying? Is it not true? You know, people look at so much on the way you say it and don't look at what you're saying. You know, people saying you're not you're listening to what I'm saying, but you're not hearing me. You know, basically saying what? You're just basically seeing the way I say certain things. If I come at you in anger or spiteful and everything, but you're not listening to what I say. You know, you're not listening to the message I'm trying to perceive to you. You know, so basically that's it's like I kind of lost my train of thought saying all that. Oh, so basically the people that's like that in the movies and anything, they be one of the most wisest people that you can that's understanding. You know, even though they have a rough and rugged persona. You know, those people are the most sound in mind, man, and that's how kind of we are, man. You know, when we come to you with this truth, man, we're not going to come to you with flowers and daisies like, yes, brother, this and that, and yes, and this, and goodness, and happiness, and this and that. No, man, we're going to come to you straight forth, man. No, whether we cussing you out in it, or we might come a little more kinder, like, man, listen, brother, hey, man, you need to get this truth, man, such, you know. We might be spinning it in either number of ways, man. But basically, all I'm saying is, the more knowledge and the more wisdom that you get, especially when you're in the truth, the more soft and the more serious that you become, man. All right, and the more things you understand. That's another thing too. The more things you understand, the more the less that you'll be angry too. You know, cause certain things we say, we just say it. We don't be angry about it. You know, we say, hey, America don't destroy this, that. If a nigga don't dig it, he just don't get it. Yeah, y'all this, y'all that. Man, we don't get angry about people when they say certain things. We just say, hey, man, it ain't for you then, man. You gonna die in your iniquity. You know, then boom. You know, we keep it pushing because the more. The longer you're in this truth, the more you understand that, hey, people are not going to get it. You know, certain things are not going to make you mad no more. You know, when you're kind of young guy, you know, young person in the truth, you get more fired up. And I'm not saying that's not good. I'm not saying that's going off for them. I'm going to say, oh, yeah, you wicked if you get angry. And I'm just saying, you know, it's basically like the more, it's like, you know, it's like think of Esau's school system. You know, if you go to school when you're in elementary school, you know, if somebody doesn't agree with you, you get all mad and frustrated. But by the time you get in high school, if somebody don't agree with you, you know, you just kind of brush it off like, okay, I mean, whatever, man. You know, you're not going to sit there and debate to a person 2 + 2 = 6, you know, and everybody in the whole entire school knows it's 4. You know, you're not going to sit there and go back and forth with a person that oh, no, it's 6. It's 6. And you can't tell me nothing that ain't 6. And you be like, all right, man, cool, man, it's 6 then. All right. You know, if 6 makes you happier than 6, it's 6 then. All right. So, yeah, man, I mean, you know, it's just basically level, you know, it's levels to it, man. Elder Apostle Tahar always talks about, you know, levels, you know, so Lord willing, hope this video was edifying, hope it was informing to the hopeful leg out there to who ear can receive it, but with that all, that's all I had to have. I'm going to give all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakodash, the ones to the elders and apostles of great millstone who rule well and who's worthy to be counted for double honors. Shalom.